Hi there. Uh, I thought I would just talk about how I feel about our current situation, about the situation with COVID-19. Now, in my situation, to tell you, to be honest with you about my current situation, I how I feel about this. I'll tell you honestly how I feel about what's going on. How I feel is I'm not bothered in the slightest about what's going on. I'm not bothered about the lockdown. It's like I don't seem to care. And with the amount of facts I've looked at, see, I do a lot of studying, you see, right? Because I wanted to know what was going on with the medical industry, and I wanted to know what was going on with this type of virus thing going around. I looked at loads and loads of facts, and when I get the data in my head, I feel calm because I feel like I'm in control of what's going on because I don't lack any knowledge. You see, when you lack a lot of knowledge, you get panicky. But when you know what's really going on, you become less panicky. You start to become more in control. You know what's going on. You know how to. The facts lead you down a path of truth. And when you know the truth, when you know about real dangers, you know how to avoid them, you know, because of where the facts have led me to. You don't fall for media propaganda that tries to freak you out. Because I pay attention to the facts, you see. And it's when people don't pay attention to the facts, that's why they panic. That's why you got panic buying everywhere. Because people are panicking. It's like they don't know what to do. You know. But with my knowledge and skills I have, I'm not able to panic like everybody else. I feel like I'm in control, if you know what I mean. You know, it's like that in my artwork. The artists, when I was at college, they always said to me that I seem to like to have control over my art. I don't like to. I don't seem to be expressive in a sense. I'd seem to be less expressive with my art. My art seems to be more about control, you know, about what I can logically do and what I can't do, if you know what I mean. Um, it's like I'm very reasonable with my art in a sense, you know. I try to be anyway as best I can, and it can make you less expressive. I guess it's just part of my personality. Maybe I was more expressive. I think I was more expressive when I was younger because I was less logical. But my art kind of changed because of the way I started to think, you know. But yeah, with the amount of studies and the amount of books I've looked at, the amount of facts I've looked at, to see the bigger picture of what's going on concerning COVID-19, I know I've got nothing to fear when it comes to COVID-19. I'm not in the faintest bit scared of this. The only thing I was worrying about, though, was a possibility of a terrible economic crisis or something like that. I don't know how to, that was the only thing I was kind of concerned with, was economically. What could that do to me? Could there eventually be a shortage of food? Now, my advice to anybody out there, that in case things were to somehow get like that in the future, I don't suspect that that's going to happen, right? But just in case, stock up on tinned food and learn what vegetation to eat in case you need to eat vegetation out in the wild. Like, I'll give you an example. If you research spruce trees, okay? Now, this is for the last resort. There's nothing else to eat. There are certain things that you can eat in case you can't hunt, maybe because maybe you need hunting skills, right? And some people just don't have hunting skills, okay, and knowing how to lay traps and fishing skills. In case things are, at the last resort, spruce trees, or research these type of trees, because these trees can help you to survive through the winter months when there's because they're evergreen trees, you see, right? So you need to research that. And there are some trees that you can eat the bark from. It's just so there's less stress in your brain when you know that there's other creative ways to get edibles, right? In case things were to be so bad, you have to learn camping skills. You have to learn how to make fire, things like that, right? Because I don't know what the streets might look like in the future, right? It's just that this is just something that I do in case things were to go completely pear-shaped, right? But you only learn these skills. Type in, research what vegetation to eat from as well, and just in case you're in a situation where you haven't actually learned, and then you can maybe learn how to make fish traps and things like that, using worms and a bottle. So that's an easy, cheap way of you don't need any necessarily fishing skills to do that. But again, you might want to learn skills like that. Because again, it's to do with your survival and maybe your family's survival as well. Because we don't know what the streets could look like. There could be looters, murderers, lawlessness, because maybe the police are overwhelmed with the chaos everywhere in the future. You gotta learn to have a backup plan, right, for you and your family. You don't want to be scrapping to survive if there's a shortage of food in the shops eventually, right? So just practice these skills, these survival skills. Learn the simplest, easiest techniques you can get, because it could save you and your family's life. You need to, because the streets could be too dangerous for you to live in. It might be too dangerous for you to live in your own house, right? So I'm just giving out some creative thoughts, okay, for you to think about. Because when you have a backup plan, then there'll be less stress in your mind, help you to be in control. You should not be relying on our system, okay? Because through my studies, our system is designed to crash eventually. And when they crash a system, it's to do with bringing in a new world order eventually. You see, it's to do with bringing chaos and then bring order to the chaos. That's how these secret societies think. again, I can't talk too much on that because it's too much facts to go through. But anyway, I'm just going to leave it at that just now. And bye for now.